Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Marc Ampil with us, and Marc has gone through an interesting journey from Accenture to becoming a real estate agent. So Marc, it's great to have you on. I'm just very curious about your whole history and how you got into commercial real estate.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Definitely excited to join here and meet with you, meet with your audience. How I got into real estate was more of like my escape plan. As we were like chatting offline, I was in consulting for quite a bit for 6 years, 7 years. Definitely, like the first few years were definitely fun, quote unquote, I guess. Fun, exciting, learning a lot of new part opportunities, but given the consulting lifestyle, long hours, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation. You're always on the road, every week. I was there for like what, 6 years. I was on the road like almost literally every week, for twice a
Oh
week.
my gosh.
Yeah, I was
Oh
I was
wow.
sleeping in a hotel bed in like whatever, like Houston, Raleigh, Portland,
Oh
wherever.
my
Damn it, I've
gosh.
probably been there. I've probably been
So
at
you'd
a
like,
Marriott or a Courtyard.
oh my gosh. So you'd like fly out on Monday morning and
Yeah,
come back on Friday night
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing?
Usually
Wow.
Monday to Thursday. But if you're lucky enough to do the coast to coast travel, like you're on a 11 a.m. flight from SFO to Raleigh on a Sunday, and and you're back late on Thursday.
Oh my gosh. And then
Yeah.
Friday's just sort of recovery day to collect your
No,
thoughts
no,
and put it
not no.
all on paper.
Yeah. But the magical thing about like living in the West Coast is like your 8 a.m. call in Houston or your like
Uh,
9 o'clock call in Raleigh becomes a 6 a.m. call in San Francisco. So,
oh yeah. Oh great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So you're basically up from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. basically.
Well, I mean, you have to be like ready by 6 a.m. So, I mean, of course, like you gotta like prepare before 6 a.m. So, and
Oh,
sometimes like there are like prep calls like with your team or like prep calls with your managing director.
oh
So,
my gosh. Wow.
yeah.
So essentially you said, okay, that's fun, but fun's fun. I'm going to go find some other thing to do here.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Actually, well, I did discover real estate, like, because of like one of my close, Accenture friends, who brought me to like real estate. His name is Rafael Roman. So he was the one who like introduced me like into real estate. Like he started off with a bigger pockets. He had a book, Bigger Pockets, lent it to me, and I really liked it. So the rest is history. So I just like dug in deep into like learning about like real estate investing, at the time, and learned everything I could. So that was my escape plan.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
started buying single family houses. Is that what happened?
Correct. Yep. Single family houses. Because of my travels, in consulting, in living in San Francisco, like they're pretty much like I was priced out of San Francisco, and I think a lot of investors are probably priced out of San Francisco. So, I was thankful for like my opportunity in consulting. Like I was flying around to Houston, Raleigh, Kansas City, Sacramento. I was looking around for like investment properties that made sense around those cities. Didn't find anything at the time, but I was like on a plane somewhere, and I just remember that. I just remember, I have a cousin like who's in Memphis, so I just randomly like flew to Memphis, like had my meetings like lined up with various like real estate agents, property managers, whatnot, and was able to find something in Memphis, in Tennessee, and invested a few properties over there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah,
So what was your sort of criteria? I mean, you're coming out of consulting business out of an MBA, so obviously you're looking at the number, you're crunching the numbers, you're trying to
yep.
figure out the market. What sort of criteria did you look for?
Mainly, coming from a bigger pockets background, the 1% rule is
Mm.
what I followed. So like the 1% of the monthly rent is the price of the property that you'll be purchasing. So that's what I followed. The 1% rule, like didn't work in the cities, that I mentioned, and it worked in Memphis,
Mm.
so yeah, so I got lucky and found something in Memphis.
So explain that 1% rule a little bit for the audience that may
Yeah.
not be familiar.
Yeah. So a 1% rule is a rule of thumb. So essentially means that the monthly rent, that you'll be charging like for the property is like 1% of the purchase price. So it's a rule of thumb like such that, you'll make like a little bit of a spread like for the monthly rent, after your PITI, which is your mortgage payment, after insurance, interest, taxes and whatnot, and other expenses that that may come from real estate investing, such as like property management fees and whatnot.
Right, right. So in the commercial world, we'd call that the NOI.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
in the residential world, PITI,
Yep.
basically. Yeah. So
Correct.
basically but the 1% is the gross number, not taking out the expenses, right?
Correct. Yep. That's a gross number. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it
So
was a rule of thumb. Yeah.
so then how do you find long-term renters or do you go short-term?
Long term, for
Being
that.
1 year. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Like it's short. I did dabble a bit in short term. I guess you could say I still do. So,
Oh,
so
you're
yeah.
you're still doing some Airbnb or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When it was hot, here in Palm Springs, I do
Ah,
have, a short-term rental like when it was hot. So yeah, so have that under my belt as well. But
so
I wouldn't say that's, that would be like my primary strategy, at this point. It's a lot more hands-on that than I like compared to, like long-term rentals. But it's fun to have like one,
yeah, okay, okay, okay.
just to
Well,
check the
Palm
box,
Springs is a good market for that.
Yeah.
So do you even in Palm Springs, do you have a property manager?
I do. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
do. I definitely would need one because it's definitely a lot more hands-on, a lot more active. You're dealing with a lot of like inquiries, on a daily basis, things happen in the middle of the night. Like some people would provide feedback, about your knives, like for example, so not being sharp enough.
Well, your knives aren't sharp enough at
Yeah, correct.
12 in the morning. They're saying, "Hey, come on."
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going, you're going, people, really, come on, give me a break. Wow.
Yep,
Well, I could see where
yep,
that, I mean, there are certain people that are very fussy about things and
yes.
that, wow, I had never thought about the knives being not
Yeah,
sharp enough.
correct. Yeah.
So I assume your property manager handled that, but still
Yes.
that's
Yes.
pretty crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. But you would use any property management software or your property managers
But
do?
my property managers like have their softwares, yep, that they use.
And are they all different or do they stay on one particular platform?
I'm not too familiar with like what software or
What
platform
they
that they use. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they just
Yeah.
send you a report and you
Pretty
kind
much,
of
yep.
go, yeah, yeah,
Pretty
send
much.
me the money and the report and
Yeah,
I'm happy.
pretty much. Pretty much. Like I
So
don't need to know how the sausage is made, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
just give me the bottom line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So you're in the process of buying a property right now?
Yes, I am another rental over in Palm Springs, but it'll be a long-term rental, like not a short
Yeah,
term. Yeah.
not going to do the short
Yeah.
term for this particular
For
one.
now, yeah, for now. And the numbers like don't really work out like so much like for short term anymore, unlike, during COVID times. It's gotten like demand has definitely gotten a little softer. Well, at least, in the Southern California area. I'm not sure about like other markets, but yeah, it's definitely
Right,
gotten
right.
a little bit softer. And it's a little bit, I guess, more more maintenance, if you will, such that, almost every year, like you're replacing towels, you're replacing knives, you're
Oh.
replacing, like utensils and, like baking sheets and plates and whatnot. And it's,
It's a
yeah,
kind it's
it,
a heavy use
it is.
situation.
Yep. It is. Yeah, it is.
Why, I assume you buy a property that's vacant. You don't typically buy a property with the tenant in place.
Yes, correct. I got lucky on this one, such that it was a turnkey. It was already an established short-term rental that the like the previous owner just like wanted to simplify her portfolio. So
Ah,
I got lucky on this one. It was definitely in an area that I was like targeting.
oh.
So yeah.
And you said you kind of look for properties that have been on the market for a while that haven't sold.
Now, but back then, that was like a few years ago, 3, 4 years ago. I
Oh,
used to do like a lot of marketing, so that was like phone calls, text messages, letters. So I did that. I did like direct to owner like marketing. So I
oh, I
found
see.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I
Oh,
found like that opportunity like through direct to the owner.
oh, that's interesting. You
Yep.
basically put
Yep.
out an email or whatever saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm looking for property,"
Yeah.
and so that was one process that you used. But
Correct.
it
Yep.
sounds like now you're just
Correct.
looking for items that have been on the market for a while.
Correct. Yeah, the direct to consumer, I feel like recently doesn't didn't work like so well for me.
Hmm.
But like what works great is, like finding, properties on the MLS, for like residential like real estate investments. Because yeah,
Well,
it is definitely a buyer's market as well. Like
so are you doing any other real estate transactions in terms of your own, well, not your own, but other people's transactions?
yes, yeah, correct. Yeah, I'm a real estate agent, focused on commercial. Can also do like residential and also business opportunity purchases. So yeah, I do have like a few listings, coming up like pretty soon. I have a warehouse slash industrial property, that will be coming soon for sale. There is a business opportunity as well in Southern California that will be coming soon for sale. Like just literally like signed a listing agreement a couple days ago. And then a medical building for lease also like coming very, very soon.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you've been busy in that whole world.
Yeah.
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 So how are you marketing yourself as a regular kind of commercial real estate agent?
Yeah, I would say two-prong approach. First is definitely want to focus on more of like the face-to-face like networking, just meeting people, going to events, meeting people, getting to know people just in general. So a lot of like in-person like networking I enjoy. Second thing is like we also like kind of mentioned this, like offline is through social media, primarily like Facebook and Instagram. There's a lot of leads, that came because of like social media.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so that's interesting. So how are you generating leads on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of things. Yeah, I try to post as much as possible. Just getting my name out there. Second is being active like in different groups. Like I'm in like different like real estate groups, whatnot, different community groups, like whatnot, and just trying to be active there. Just like meeting folks, like making comments, getting to know folks. Offline. That's a way that I was able to find some leads.
So are you having coffee with people? Or are you meeting them in groups? What's happening with
Yeah,
that side of it?
both. Both. If it makes sense, definitely like meet up, have coffee. If not, then just try to develop a relationship like with the folks, virtually, like through phone calls, emails, whatnot.
Do you have, I mean, since you came through the whole consulting side of the business,
Uh,
do you have sort of a marketing strategy of what you use to try and uh, get people to talk to you?
Just trying to be a real person. I've tried the whole, like automated responses, automated text messages, automated emails.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, well, which worked, for a bit, especially during, like COVID times when like people were, more used to like the virtual world, but now that we're in a post-COVID world, like what's been pretty effective with me is more of like a face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
authentic Mark,
yeah,
in person type thing.
yeah,
Yeah, not
correct,
the AI version or the
correct, yep,
text response version or whatever.
correct,
Yeah, yeah.
correct,
Here
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
I can help you if you've got
Yeah,
a situation. I can work with you, and off you go from there.
correct. And yeah, that's also, I'm glad you mentioned that is, like the approach that I take is trying to get to know like the other person that you're talking to, whether they be a potential client, or potential, seller, is just, try to get to know them like on a human level, understand like what it is, that their pain points are, and see if I offer anything to be able to help them with their pain points.
Ah, the pain points. I love
Yep.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and certainly
Yeah.
there's a lot of those out there. You just have to find the right one to talk to people about.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely correct. Yeah. So that goes to just getting to know like, the other person on a more personal level.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so off they go from there. So,
Yeah.
so long term, what's your strategy to build up your portfolio and kind of not have to do commercial real estate as much?
I would say both. I definitely like number one priority is to like build my own portfolio. That's also like my retirement plan, something that I enjoy as well. But in terms of like representing clients with sales or purchasing, that's something that my broker Adam Gilbert brought up to me like a few years ago. I hadn't thought about that at the time, but when he brought it up to me, it just like it just like a light bulb just like turned on in my head. I was like heck yeah, I'll get my license, let's work together. So I definitely enjoy, that type of work as well.
So, what? How many people are in your office?
How many folks? I would say it's a smaller boutique brokerage. So about 10 to 15
Oh, that's a
agents
nice
roughly,
size.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
And
Yeah, and another one of the reasons that I enjoy working with my broker as well is he definitely like puts his money where his mouth is, proverbially, such that he has his own like portfolio of commercial investments in Southern California as well. He focuses on commercial, which is something at the time, like a few years ago, like I wanted to graduate from, quote unquote, graduate from residential to commercial. So that's what led me to my broker.
oh, well, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
So, did you work in residential prior to that at a different firm?
Uh, in terms of what do you mean?
Just residential real estate brokerage, or
Oh, no, no,
uh,
no, correct. No, I
yeah.
didn't. So that was, this is my first go at it.
Oh, well, okay. So you
Yeah,
basically went
right.
from Accenture
Correct.
consulting
Yeah.
over to real estate.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Adam was
Correct.
kind of the one that brought you
Yes,
through
absolutely.
that, yeah, which is
Correct.
great.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, so if people in the Palm Desert area or otherwise want to talk to Adam, or not to Adam, to
Yeah.
Mark, how would they get a hold of you?
Yes. You can call me 626-524-3722. That's my cell phone call text. You could also email me. My email is mark@firmcompanies.com. Would love to chat, would love to see if there's anything I can help with you.
That'd be great. Well, I
Yeah,
look forward to talking to you further about the whole portfolio you're building up. So we'll talk about that offline. That'll be great.
absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then, well, talk to you soon.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.